Hello everybody, welcome to the Quest On channel. Great news, my book Arcane Arcade is now available on Amazon with the version I want you to buy, so here is my game. I took the tarot, the first 22 arcana, and I gave each one of them a hand gesture. And each one of these arcana I also gave elemental properties. And then I determined the order that the elemental properties go in: water beating fire, fire beating earth, earth beating air, and air beating water. Then I made this poster which shows all the gestures and the elements of each of the archetypes, which allows you to pretty much play the game just from looking at the poster, which I'll share a high resolution image of on this video. So anyways, I did this because I feel like the tarot really could be used for a lot more than just divination. I read somewhere that using the tarot for just for divination is much like using your car to store gasoline. So in short, if you're only using your car for that, you're missing out on almost everything the tarot is good for. So in the same way, tarot was once a game. We don't use it as a game anymore, though, because people really have taken a lot of spiritual meaning out of the cards. And people don't want to share those with other people because of dirt and because of psychic energy that could get on them. So by using hand gestures to share the tarot's archetypes, we can bridge, the divide that we've had with sharing the tarot more openly. And this system also works really well for sharing with kids and with people who otherwise might not get the tarot or have aversions to the idea of playing with cards. And so, yeah, this is a really cool system I developed, and I just got inspired to make the tarot more fun for people because for me, the tarot was a huge part of my awakening, and what it did mostly is it helped create a psychic container for my, darkness and my light. And in so doing, I've grown so much as a person. It's just a mirror of synchronicity, and that's why I like to play this game. So I play it with my wife most often, and what we do is you go T-A-R, and then you go, you make the gesture that you want to pick. So I pick the chariot here, and then say she would pick something like the magician, which is a snap. Okay, and that's a fire archetype because the magician, he's fiery. He's also lifting the wand above his head in his card, which shows him elevating fire over the other elemental symbols of the pentacles and whatnot, and cups and swords. And then the chariot for me is water because, of course, it's the zodiac sign of Cancer, which is cardinal water. And so the chariot represents the power of flowing in the way that if you get into a river, that's like the best form of transportation. Anyways, I would have beaten her in that situation, and so she would have to go do something like clean the kitchen, okay? But, we also use it just for when we're hanging out and we want to know, like, hey, where are you at? And then we play the game and I find out, okay, she's in a kind of a cognitive place if she picks something like the star or like the wheel of fortune, okay? And then I'm, sharing where I'm at, and I can use this chart to triangulate where we are alchemically with one another. And when you know the principles of the game, which I explain in my book, and if each of the arcana, which you might know already, you can get a really good feel for anything that's going on. And you can even play this against the tarot itself. Just shuffle the first 22 major arcana into a deck, and then flip them up, and then make your hand gesture when it flips up. So now you can actually play this game against the tarot itself to see where you are measuring up against the tarot. So anyways, I'm really excited about this book because I not only just showed you the system that I did, but I also wrote about 150 pages of really awesome ideas about the tarot, many of which are completely unique to my own perspective. I borrow and I learn from a lot of different people, but I have a very high level of intuition, and so I'm introducing new concepts into the tarot that I think are really going to help take this type of game and make it really fun for even people who are super familiar with the tarot. So what do I mean? Okay, here's something that I set forth using numerology and then also philosophy. I took the chariot card and I looked at that 7, that it's the 7th thing, and then I realized what goes with 7. And I realized that there are 7 wheels of time. There are seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years. And when you put them all together, what you get is 7. And so I realized the chariot has a very primal relationship with time, and we see that with like 777 representing like eternity or heaven. And so what did I discover? I discovered that the charioteer really represents the present moment. And that's because the sphinxes represent the riddle of the future and the past, which pull the present moment along outside, but you never leave the present moment, which is the chariot itself. Okay? And when you stay in the present moment, the wheels of time get faster and faster. The more completely focused you are, you'll find that the moment starts to get faster. And so usually people, kind of freak out and they think about something to come in the future or what's happened in the past, and they get bucked from the chariot, so to speak. And that just represents the need for us to stay present and to go with the flow, which is this water archetype that I chose, for that. It's the Cancer sign. And I chose the this rock on gesture. Why did I do that? Check it out. It is the symbol of the chariot, okay? And there's so many illusions I get to do in this. I study palmistry, and here's what I can tell you about this. You have the chariot here. You actually have two like wheels connected by the thumb, and so what that's a reminder of is that the chariot represents us synchronizing our own wheel with the wheel of the cosmos. You making your own, harnessing your own will to the will of the universe, and you can go ahead. And this is also the symbol of like rock and roll, and I feel like that's pretty appropriate because it's about transcending, like when you're unifying both wheels, you also have to be able to move forward and backward at the same time, kind of like a crab shuffles along back and forth. And so, yeah, that's just one of the things that I set forth, and I have a lot of really cool interpretations that go in that writing that I think, I'm really excited about. I'm a big reader, writer, and I love what I wrote. So, yeah, I did that for almost all of them. I'm really proud of at least like 15 of them. I'm like really solid, like here's some real new ideas. And the other ones are really good too. They're just a little more standard. But yeah, that's the best I can do. And I think the system, pretty much you can learn it pretty simply if you can think, psychologically. I don't tell you what the cards mean. I just tell you, what the philosophical, psychological, mythological, stories are in these cards. And yeah, once you learn the system, you can just, this book that I made actually has this chart in there and several of them, so you can cut them out if you want, and then you can bring them around. I brought this game to a party and I had people pick out, the different signs, and we could all just kind of do like, it's a little Rorschach that you can play with the tarot. And yeah, so for that reason, great with kids, great with people who don't, like get the tarot, don't want, they're afraid of the cards, they don't want to be spooked. Well, it's your own hands, so, don't worry. And the fun thing about your hands is that they have the most neurons from your anywhere else in your body from your brain. So your hands are like, your brain externalized. Says Goethe, the the German poet, author, Faust. And yeah, so basically, I'm trying to say is that you have a lot of potential here to make magic, and yeah, I think again the tarot is like it's a star guidance system. The word tarot means star. It's connected to the stars through astrology and the planets, and so yeah, the star of the tarot is like the North Star. It never dips below the horizon of our awareness. So whenever we're willing to connect with it, we can have synchronicities bloom. And when you play this game, with other people or with the tarot, you can get to find lots of synchronicities happening, and it's just as long as you're able to kind of, just ask why. And yeah, I set up the principles for figuring that out. Overall, it's pretty much like I would say a must-have for anyone who likes to collect tarot stuff, because this will let you take the tarot so much further and open up people's minds to the tarot in a way that you probably have never been able to do before. And yeah, it's very affordable. It's only 17 bucks on Amazon right now, and that's for the paperback version. Or also you can buy the Kindle. And yeah, like I said, I think I've collected tons of tarot things, and this is definitely one of the coolest tarot things. And yeah, so anyways, I will make more videos explaining what's going on, but I made this video to celebrate the release of the game on Amazon. Now it's fully up. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.